Happy Vlogmas, book friends. Christmas is nearly upon us, and I thought today I would share some of the books that are on my own personal Christmas wish list that I'm hoping might be under my Christmas tree. Who knows? We shall see, but these are some books that I am excited about and would love to add to my own personal collection. So stay tuned and find out which are the books that I am hoping Santa brings me this year. Hello, I'm Jen, and welcome back to my holiday reading life. And today it is all about my own Christmas book wish list. What are the books that I am hoping will be under my tree come Christmas morning? I'm going to share a few of them with you right now. There are so many books I would love to own, but I thought I would share just a few that are at the very top of my list. Let us get into them. First up is 6 Weeks by the Sea by Paula Byrne. Now, Paula Byrne is known for her nonfiction books. She's written nonfiction about Jane Austen. I have her book about Barbara Pym. And so I was surprised to find out that she has actually written a novel. And that is what this book is. And I think it imagines, did Jane Austen fall in love in her own life? And she has come up with a story surrounding that idea. Or did she not? I guess I'll have to read it and find out, but I would absolutely love to read this book. I had mentioned in my Jane Austen collection video that I put out on Jane Austen's birthday. If you missed that, I will link it here and in the cards below. That I have a love-hate relationship with retellings of Jane Austen's books, but I do sort of like the idea of this reimagining of her life, and I'm very curious. So we shall see. Has anyone read this? Please let me know if you did and if you enjoyed it. But that is the first book that I'm hoping might be under my Christmas tree. And then over the past couple of years, I have really become a fan of Elizabeth Cadell's writing. She very much feels along the same lines as D.E. Stevenson and Molly Clavering, just very light novels about life, about domestic life and relationships. And yes, I have very much enjoyed what I have read by her so far. And I have a few books that I would love to add to my collection. My lovely friend Kate Howe has raved about the Wayne family books, and I believe the first one in that series is called The Lark Shall Sing. And I would really love to get that one and any of the other books in the Wayne family series by Elizabeth Cadell. So those are definitely at the top of my list. And she also has another book called The Frenchman and the Lady. And I think it's about a woman who comes to stay at a Kentish farmhouse. I think kind of unexpectedly or uninvited. I'm not sure, but it sounds like there might be some very funny things that happen in that one. And again, I would love to have that one show up under my Christmas tree. And then you know how much I love Dean Street Press's republished books that they put out. And I have quite a few of them on my wish list. And here are just a few that I would love to see under my Christmas tree. First is Apricot Sky by Ruby Ferguson. I've never read a Ruby Ferguson novel before. This one sounds very light. It takes place in 1948 in the Scottish Highlands. And of course, they are still suffering from the after effects of World War II, but it sounds like the family that we're following, the McElveys, are taking it all in their stride, and they have a very positive outlook on life. And so this sounds like a very upbeat, lovely little novel, and that just sounds wonderful. I need to have that one on my shelf. And then there is Susan Scarlett. That is the pen name of Noel Streatfeild, and Dean Street Press has republished some of her books as well. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Susan Scarlett. I've read one that I didn't like very much and one that I did, but I would really like to add either Babacombs or Clothes Pegs to my personal library, so both of those are on my holiday wish list. I think I need to give Susan Scarlett another try because I've heard great things about both of these books. Let me know if you've read either of them, but if you've never read her, don't start with Pirouette. That's all I'm going to say. And then next up is a book which I think might prove somewhat elusive, so this may not end up under the tree, but it's definitely high on my wish list. You know how much I adore the painted editions of classic novels. I have Persuasion and I have Jane Eyre, and I would really love to add The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie because the painted edition looks so beautiful, and I don't think it's currently available. Maybe it is. It looks a bit iffy, at least the last time I checked, but oh my goodness, how would I love that book, Under the Tree. So beautiful. Love The Mysterious Affair at Styles. It's a fantastic Agatha Christie novel, and I'd love to reread it again in that beautiful painted edition. And speaking of beautiful books, I would really love to add some of the Marjolaine Baston classic illustrated editions that she has put out. They are so beautiful, and I would love to have pretty much any one of them in my library, but I think the few that I have at the top of my list are her edition of Little Women, of Jane Eyre, of Sense and Sensibility, and I think it would be lovely to have the edition of Sanditon, Lady Susan, the Watsons, and Jane Austen's Juvenilia. I think that would be such a lovely addition to have in my collection. So any of those under the tree would make Jen very, very happy indeed. And then this year I really loved having the Bedside Companion for book lovers on my bedside table. That is edited by Jane McMorland Hunter, and it was so lovely to pick it up before bed each night and read the excerpt that was for that day. And Jane McMorland Hunter also has a lovely book of poetry, which is called A Happy Poem to End Every Day. I think that sounds wonderful. A happy poem to end every day. I would just love that. Plus, her books are so beautiful, and that would be another lovely one to add to my collection. And then last, but certainly not least, I would love to find some mysteries under the Christmas tree. And of course, I am going to turn to who else but the British Library Crime Classics. I'm always looking to add more of their books to my collection. And I have a few that are at the top of my want list. And the first one is Quick Curtain by Alan Melville. And this is a mystery set in the theater, and that is literally all I know about it. But that is all I need to know. I love mysteries set in the theater, and I would love to have that one under my Christmas tree. And then the next British Library Crime Classic I would love to find under my Christmas tree is The Poisoned Chocolates Case by Anthony Berkeley Cox. And I think this has sort of an unusual structure to it. It sounds like there's a group of amateur sleuths, and they are trying to solve a murder that I think has baffled Scotland Yard. And it is a young woman who was obviously poisoned by chocolates, and they are each going to try to solve it or put forth their idea of what happened. So that sounds really interesting, and I would love to have that one in my collection as well, or under my Christmas tree. And then my final wish list book from the British Library Crime Classics is their most recent publication, or republication, I should say, and that is Death in Ambush by Susan Gilruth. And this is a mystery that has not been published since it first came out in 1952. And it is, of course, a mystery set at the holidays. And there is a murder in a tranquil Kentish village. A woman is staying with some friends, and then someone in the village is murdered. And she teams up with the local detective or constable or whomever and helps him solve the case. And that sounds lovely. And the cover of that one is so stunning. I would love to add that to my British Library Crime Classics stack and find that one under my Christmas tree. And those are just a few of the books that I would love to see under the Christmas tree. Will I find them there? I don't know. You'll have to stay tuned and find out. I will definitely be filming a video about all of the books that I received for Christmas. So that will be coming either later this year or early in 2026. Can you believe we are already discussing 2026? How did that happen? But for now, I would love to know what is on your Christmas or holiday book wish list. What are the books that you would love to have come into your life during this season? Share those in the comments. Do you have any of the same ones that I mentioned here? I just think any book is a good book when it comes under the Christmas tree. So I'll be happy with whatever I get, but it would be very fun if some of these were under the tree. And if you're here but you don't have anything that you would like to add in the comments, but you would like to let me know you were here, why don't you leave a gift emoji? Since we are talking about bookish gifts today, and thank you so much for leaving those emojis. Those comments really do help my channel, and I do love seeing them. It has made Vlogmas so much brighter by having all those fun emojis pop up when I go to check my comments. And if you enjoyed this video, if you could hit that like button and also that hype button, which is new and helps small creators like myself get more attention on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you did and would stay and be a part of my bookish community. Thank you all so much for being here and for all of your love and support and wonderful comments throughout all of Vlogmas. I've absolutely loved it. We have a couple more days left, and then I'm going to take a much needed holiday. I hope you do too, but I will be back with my regular posting schedule after Christmas, so stay tuned for that. And until tomorrow, happy holidays and happy reading. Bye.